Hey, besties! Thank you for tuning in for another episode.
Yes.
I think I miscounted in the last one. I think this is episode 8.
The heck was that? 8?
I think the last one, I remember what I was like uploading. It was the wrong. I think I said episode 8 in the last one, but it was really episode 7.
Honestly, whatever we say verbally doesn't supersede what's in the text because the text is probably more correct.
The text is what's correct. It's
Yeah.
because I forgot that. I think I miscounted when we had our husbands on. The last episode was episode 7.
Okay.
So this will be episode 8.
So yeah, take it with a grain of salt. Maybe you messed up. I blame her.
I did. It happens.
So really quickly, we do our little news story segment first.
Yes.
I wanted to bring up, I don't know if you guys know, Megan obviously doesn't know any of the new stuff. Megan isn't going to know, which is why I do it.
Whoops.
Netflix came out, I don't think it's new, but it's popular right now, a new documentary series, or a new documentary called Take Care of Maya.
That's my cat's name. I do take care of Maya.
So I watched it with Michael, and it was absolutely heartbreaking.
So that was a bad joke. I'm sorry.
Yes, it is actually.
I'm the worst. Okay, sorry.
It's here in the Tampa Bay area, which is why I wanted to see it, because all the hospitals that they talk about are like Johns Hopkins, different hospital centers around here, and basically how they falsely accuse the family of abuse and claiming that the mother had Munchausen's syndrome. I don't know if I said that correctly or not. But I watched a documentary series, and it was just so heartbreaking to see how the hospital literally tore that whole entire family apart.
No.
Yeah. And how they accused the daughter of not having the disease that she did have, and finding out.
When was this?
She's, I think, 17 now. It happened when she was 10. So 10 years ago.
Oh, my God.
But here in Tampa Bay, and like they were talking about the doctors, and people were saying how rude it was, and just everything that happened. I sat there and I was like, I want to see the documentary. One, I can never like empathize with documentaries because, you know, like murder mysteries, like I can't relate to killing your husband. So but watching that and just seeing, first of all, the stuff that the little girl went through, the stuff that the dad and the mom went through, I'm not going to give it all away. It does have a lot of trigger areas in there, which is why I'm not saying much about it right now. But you guys need to watch it. You need to watch it. It broke my heart. Even Michael was like, God. They're the worst people ever. And I'm like, they are. And it's bringing, you know, a lot to light on, I wish I knew the name of the disease.
Actually, I'm not going to watch it tonight because I need to be in a good mood.
Oh, it is complex regional pain syndrome. So it happens to a lot of girls, young girls. It's basically she's in pain, but they don't like see it, but then you have to like take like a certain medication, and their issue was ketamine and how it could be dangerous. And they're like, the mom was, you know, telling the doctors that she needed to take it, and they were saying that she was crazy and making all this stuff up. I don't know. It was a crazy whirlwind thing. I typically don't watch.
It's like an inflammatory thing where like
something like that. But just the way they handled it, and it just, the reason why I'm bringing it up, it's like, how do you know, or how hard do you fight for your kids? Because what they went through, and like CPS took away the daughter and everything, and like, how do you fight for your kids when you know that you're not wrong, but you have them literally taking your kids away? She was literally asking for a hug from her daughter, and they were like, no hug.
Oh, hell no.
And just like, you know, that's her daughter's last memory of her mom. Like, that's just like, it's so heartbreaking. And then it's like, do you fight like hell? Are you willing to go to jail and like go through everything for like how it is? Like sitting down and watching that, and I'm like, damn, but I could go to jail one day because I try that with me. Like, the
daughter was 10 though. Like, couldn't she speak for herself and be like,
it doesn't matter if
my
they
mom's
think
not doing this?
I
didn't watch it. I have no idea what's going on.
If they think, like, let's say like with the kids, like if they think that you were falsely accusing the kids of having a situation where you had Munchausen's, I think it would be the person.
The mom was on ketamine, or the daughter?
The daughter.
Okay.
Is on ketamine. And I don't even know what ketamine is. That's besides the point. But they basically accused the mom of making the condition up.
So that the mom could get drugs?
So that the mom, that, you know what Munchausen, I
Yes, I
think I
do.
might saying it
I
wrong.
watched the Gypsy Rose documentary.
Yes, how
Yeah.
she wanted to take care of her daughter and she wanted her daughter to be ill, so she was making her daughter ill to take care
Oh,
of her, to feel like
yeah.
I have to take care of my daughter. So they basically said that this mom had the same situation, but that wasn't the case.
Oh.
And with her trying to fight and CPS taking the kids, and the things that CPS was saying was like, because she was saying like, my daughter's suffering, help her, my daughter's suffering. And they're like, let her suffer while we're figuring these things out, type of stuff
Oh
like that.
my God.
And just how they did everything. Like I'm sitting there, I'm like, I give the dad all the graces of him trying to be calm and handling it so he can get his daughter back, but I would have been in jail.
I
I
would
would
have
have been
been in
in
jail
jail.
too. Oh, for sure.
To tell me that I'm lying, to tell me that like my
Uh-huh.
child's symptoms are fake or that I'm making it up, and then to take my child away from me when there's like other people who are really doing bad stuff to their kids, like those are the ones who
Yeah.
should be investigated, not me. They would make a documentary series on the shit that I would
Yeah.
do
No,
because
for real.
it was heartbreaking. So you definitely need to watch it.
But yeah, but I mean, like, even the Gypsy Rose case, I mean, look at that. Like, that little girl really did believe that she did have all of those
And
things wrong with
that's
her.
the like the difficult situation. It's like, how do you know and stuff like that. But now at 17 and her officially being diagnosed with this CRPS situation,
Mhm.
like they did all this and it was true. Like it was true. Like everything that you cause a family, CPS investigation, all
Well,
this
did they
stuff.
get into, like, the lawsuit and stuff that
They're
happened
currently
afterwards?
doing a lawsuit right now. So they're in lawsuit with I think John Hopkins in 2023. I think in like October they're trying to file a lawsuit for like pain and suffering and stuff like
Oh
that.
my God, I can only
But I'm
imagine.
like, that's just not insane. Like I don't know how they didn't. How are there not precautions to maybe figure out like maybe if the doctor says this isn't true, get a second opinion, get a third opinion, get
Yeah.
someone else's opinion. But the way they did it, I thought was messed up. So
But then it
definitely
looks
watch
bad
it.
too, like doctor hopping. Like, that's what was one of the red flags for the Gypsy Rose case
I would
was,
rather no. Have CPS doctor hop. If you don't believe me, then
yeah.
go and do that. But you're not taking my child away until you see the same thing that I'm going through. Like I have nothing to hide. Do not take my child away from me.
Mhm.
Like I thought that was absolutely insane. And that poor girl was stuck in the hospital for like 3 months alone because her parents couldn't be there. I would have lost my mind.
Girl, that couldn't be me.
I would have been throwing hands. And that's the thing with me. I throw hands for I'm
Girl,
quick
no.
to want to throw hands all the
I
time.
can't. That's terrible. I'll have to watch it, but not today because I'm going on a cruise
No, you
tomorrow.
don't want to watch
So
it.
I
It's
don't want
sad.
to watch it.
But I definitely recommend you guys to see it. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me what you would
What's
do.
it called again and what platform?
Take Care of Maya. It's on Netflix. They're trying to bring more
Netflix.
awareness to the disease, more awareness to what happened. They want to hold these people accountable. It
As they
completely
should.
destroyed this family's life. And they're actually not too far from us, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm.
Because I was like, oh my god, they're in our area. They're like in the St. Pete area. So yeah,
Mm.
that's what I wanted to bring up. I knew Megan had no idea what was going on.
No.
I saw it, I think, on Instagram, and I was like, what is this? So I thought that was an interesting documentary.
I don't really get to watch a whole lot of adult TV.
Girl, you don't watch the news. You have no idea what's
Girl,
going
we bought the
on.
Mario movie because, Mike bought the Mario movie. Then in Key
Yeah.
West, we were trying to, like, watch the Mario movie, but he couldn't get it to work. So we ended up
I
buying
thought you
it.
guys weren't gonna buy the movie.
Girl, I know.
What happened?
The whole Mike thing where he couldn't get the Mario movie to work, and then Bryce is like,
It was like Bryce
he kept
purely
bringing it up.
defeated.
He kept bringing it up over and over and over again, and then yeah, Travis just got defeated and was like, fine, just buy the movie. So we did.
I love that. So have you watched it?
5
How many
times.
times? I was gonna ask you that next.
5 times at least. I've watched it 5 times. I'm sure Bryce has watched it more. We watched it last night.
I still haven't
We
seen
watched it the night before with Travis because Travis, fell asleep in the movie theater watching it. So he actually stayed, and Bryce made sure he was staying awake too. Like,
Keep his
there
little eyes
was no,
open.
yeah. Every single time he picked up his phone, he's like, Daddy, you need to watch the movie.
That's so funny.
But it's a good movie. Like, I've seen it a lot, obviously, and I still watch it. It's good.
You watch it because you like Mario or because Jack Black is in it?
Both. I grew up, my dad's like a huge gamer, my brothers are gamers, and honestly, like, I grew up playing a lot of video games and being around a lot of video games. So it's very nostalgic, and I think it was a really cool bonding thing for Michael and I because, we both play a lot of video games, especially like Nintendo video games. So we were able to, like, pick out, like, all the Easter eggs in there, like something like Mario's ringtone. We're like, oh, that's the GameCube. When you start up a GameCube, like his ringtone, like just picking things out like that. It was really cool.
Yeah.
And I only saw it the one time in theaters with Michael, so we got to watch it again last night, and we were both, picking out stuff. I don't know. It's fun, and plus I love Jack Black.
She does. Jack Black is her celebrity
That's
crush.
my bae.
So
I love that man.
obsessed. I love that for you. So on today's episode, I already forgot the topics.
I love that. I have it on my phone.
We try to like talk about the topics beforehand, so we're ready.
Yeah, I didn't make any points because, again, like, I've been preparing for a cruise. Like, we were busy last week, and I just I don't know. I was thrown
I guess we're
off.
winging it today
We're
then.
winging
That's
it.
fine.
Luckily, we like to talk. I was literally on Facebook Live for an hour today, just
I
gabbing
know.
away.
That doesn't worry me at all.
So this was a topic, and we can kind of like veer off if we need to be veering off. But it says, do you still buy your parents gifts? Do they still buy you gifts? How we feel about our relationships with our parents as adults, and who's entitled to your kids. So
Yes.
we
So
can
the
start off.
first one, the
Yeah.
get parents gift buying. I brought that one up. I put that one in the thing because
Do
I
you
just
still buy your parents gifts?
yes. And my hesitation is because I only really buy one parent a gift, you
Yeah.
know? I buy my mom gifts all the time. I always have. My dad, we don't really have a gifting situation. We never
Mhm.
like I never got gifts from my dad as a kid, so it's like we don't have the same type of thing or whatnot. But I didn't realize that some people either don't think about their parents or don't do that, especially like what brought it up was I think Father's Day, like on Father's Day,
Mhm.
because I feel like when you switch, I knew I had a hair on me. When you switch from like you always doing stuff for your parents to like you're a parent yourself, it's like who do you celebrate? Like with me, like for Mother's Day, do I celebrate Mother's Day for myself? Do I celebrate it with my mom? Like how do you like do that
Or for
type of
me.
thing? Yeah. And like how do you do that? Do you give gifts or not? Like I've always been the type of person that even as I get older, like I want to make sure like my parents are taken care of and whatnot, and little gifts here and there for the holidays. My
Mhm.
mom does the same thing with me. She says, I'm always her baby, so she's always going to give me the gifts and stuff. I see people make jokes like on Easter, they're like parent, wanting their parents to still give them
Yeah, Easter
Easter. Yeah,
baskets.
my mom would still do it. She has no issues with that. But just so amazing to see like how many parents or how many adults as soon as they grow up
They turn 18, they're like,
yeah, they're just
yeah.
like forget about their parents. They don't call on holidays to say, the thing that you say like on Thanksgiving, you call your loved ones and you say happy Thanksgiving. Like they don't do that anymore. They don't do gifts. And I'm like, is it just like not a thing or like
Or they like piggyback, like even though you're an adult, like you piggyback off of like your mom's gift to your dad for Father's Day or something like that. Like
yeah.
your mom just writes all the kids' names, and it's like we're all grown, we all have money. Like buy your dad or your mom something. Like
Yeah.
don't
No.
piggyback.
I'm not helping any of my siblings give gifts for my parents because I want my parents to know exactly who gave what gifts and who thought about it. This whole joint thing, I'm not doing
Oh
it.
my god,
I
don't even get me started.
feel like I pick up the slack for my siblings all the time, and I have no desire to do that as far as gifts go.
So as far as gifts, I'm a big gift giver. I love giving a gift. For your birthday, I got you like 7 things.
Girl, you can't even hold a surprise. You're like, do you want to know what it is?
I know I got Tiffany so many just like things for her birthday because her birthday's so close to Mother's Day too. So I have to like
Mm,
get her something for Mother's Day, which I got her a couple things, and then her birthday is right after, so I have to like split it up. And there's just so many things that I wanted because I have to wait all the way till Christmas to get her something else.
yeah.
So long. It's like a 6 month wait, and I'm just not good at keeping secrets. So I got her a bunch of little things. Um, but as far as like my parents, I get my dad something for Father's Day and for Christmas and his birthday. So it's 3 things. I used to get my stepmom stuff all the time, but so yeah, my stepmom's kind of hard to buy for because I feel like she has hobbies, like she loves to cook, she loves to bake, she loves Disney, she loves Harry Potter. Like she has a lot of things that she loves, but I feel like she's like tapped out in all those cuz we like have you seen those memes where it's like, my kid loves Paw Patrol, so I bought them literally everything Paw Patrol. Like, that's my stepmom. Like, she's got everything
Yeah.
already because we all like cling on to those things that she likes. And I'm like, what the hell? What the hell else can I buy you? So maybe I should just start getting her like a gift card or something. I don't know. I don't think I got her anything for Mother's Day this year, and I try to buy like I was buying my stuff for my siblings for like their birthdays and stuff, but once they turn 18, I was like, you don't buy me anything. You've never bought anything for me, and I don't need anything from them. But, if you want to buy something for my kids for their birthdays or Christmas or whatever, your nephews, do it. But you're 18 now. I'm not buying shit for you.
Yeah.
I've been buying something for your mom for her birthday.
My birthday comes before all of my siblings. So
I
that's
know.
how I determine and decide. You don't
Mm-hmm.
want to tell me happy birthday? I ain't telling you shit.
Period. No. So yeah, that's who I buy stuff for. I buy stuff for my dad. Oh, and speaking of, because this is what Tiffany was with me during this whole debacle. So my brothers, I don't know if my brothers buy stuff for my dad for Father's Day separately or like Christmas or whatever. I know my brother Aaron bought my dad something. I don't know about my other brothers. I always buy something separate for my dad.
Mhm.
I always, on my own. So this year, my brother Chris, he lives in Portland. He's, how old's Chris? He's the same age as you, right?
Yeah. 29 or going to be 29 or
I
already
think he's going to be
29.
30 this year. Yeah, because I'll be 33. He'll be turning 30 this year.
I
Anyway,
love that.
he's grown. He's grown as hell. So he gets me, my stepmom, Travis, and my other brothers all in a group chat. And he's like, hey, father. Mind you, I already had my Father's Day gift bought. Okay, this is because I'm a planner. He's like, hey, if we all go in, what was it, like $150 or
I'll chip
something?
in.
If we all chip in, we could buy dad a virtual reality PlayStation. I was like, first of all, you got me and my husband in here,
I
so
know.
I have to contribute
Your
almost
house is double dipping.
300. Absolutely fucking not. First of all, second of all, you got Ashley in here too, my stepmom. You got,
That's so funny.
it's not her dad.
Actually, I'm low-key disappointed he didn't add me to the chat
I
because he has
know.
my phone number. So, he missed out
Girl,
on an
be
extra
blessed.
150.
We'll be blessed. Okay, I'm sure it's coming next
I
year.
don't doubt it.
Then he's got my stepmom in there. Can you? That's not her dad. What the fuck? Get her the fuck out of there. I'm just like, and I flat out told him, I was like, I already bought something, so I'm out. And he just would not let it go. He was like, well, like if we all,
Like you have to put in more money. That's
I'm not gonna split. I've been doing Father's Day gifts on my own
for way
every
longer.
year. Never asked anyone to chip in, and I was like, first of all, like we're all grown up. We all have money. Like we got jobs. We don't need to all go in unless it's like a family vacation or we're all going in because he's dying to go to Disneyland or something like that.
Yeah.
We can all afford, a $50-$60 gift to send so he can have, 4 separate gifts from his kids. Like, I'm not going in with you. You've never gone in with me.
That's how I feel.
Absolutely not.
I think I bought my mom her first Louis Vuitton purse, which was expensive. And my boyfriend at the time, he was kind enough to like help me out and stuff like that. But I'm like, if I'm the one putting all this money out for the years and years and years, like you want to split a $200 purchase? Like, absolutely not. Do it yourself.
Get it yourself, for real.
Do it yourself. Like, I know it's going to be a lot of money. That's not what I wanted to get
him. You know what I mean? Like, I got him something that when I saw it, I was like, oh, I'm going to get this for my dad, And Tiffany even got my dad a Father's Day gift.
I did. And I got him something when he wanted because I hate like when people try to give gifts of things you never like even asked for.
Never
or
even
wanted.
mentioned.
Yeah,
casually.
it's like it's so weird. So I try to give people what they want, and it's exactly what he wanted.
Yeah,
because he let us know twice.
My dad was not easygoing on the.
He was very passive.
Hints.
Look how nice this backpack
like, wow.
is.
And then remember when it went on sale? He was like, "Oh, look, it's on sale," and I couldn't tell him like, "We already got it. Shut the fuck up."
It was too funny.
Yeah. So yeah, talking about picking up the slack, I'm like, I don't need to be reminded when it's my siblings' birthdays because my dad makes it a point to text all of us. I'm like, you better be texting them when it's my birthday on the low. Like, I don't need to be fucking reminded.
That's too funny. Yeah, my dad texted me to let us know when it was my grandmother's birthday. Mind you guys, my grandmother's birthday, how easy is it to remember? It's the day before mine. Like, it's not that hard. My dad texted us, all 3 of us, me and my siblings, to remind us that it was her birthday. And I'm like, I don't need a reminder.
I'm like, it's in a literal calendar that like.
And I'm the only one who probably sends a message every single year. You don't have to include me in the reminding. Yep. You should probably include those who don't remember to do it.
Literally, who need the reminder. Like, I don't need to be reminded.
Yeah. I wonder if he sent a reminder the day after when it was my birthday.
Did they text you?
I think my sister did. Yeah, I think my sister did. My dad did, but not my brother.
And your brother lives 4 minutes away, too.
I know.
He's got no excuse.
No. So, I just thought it was funny getting those texts like, it's her birthday? I had no idea.
Oh, my God.
I only tell everyone that her birthday is literally the day before mine.
All you had to do was just log on Facebook because it was Facebook. Log on any social media site where he follows us because you had birthday posts everywhere.
Yeah. No, speaking of actually Facebook real quick, Facebook did me dirty this year. Or maybe I didn't log in time. Because remember, I forgot my stepmom's birthday. Or when I told you, and I was like, I fucking forgot. It's when we all went out to Cooper's Hawk. It was her birthday. But we also had a lot going on.
We were on the boat all day. We literally had to come home. We had an hour to get ready, and then we were out at dinner.
So Facebook, y'all could have sent me a personal ping and be like, don't forget.
Oh, damn.
Because I forgot. And I was like,
yeah, I forgot too, honestly. And I was like, damn, I didn't text your stepmom either.
I was panicking. But yeah, sending gifts to your parents or at least acknowledging your parents. Like, even though I don't really do Mother's Day or Father's Day with my parents anymore because we do our own thing, still like sending them the message. And the amount of people who say like their kids don't even say it anymore. And I'm like, I'm so sorry you have shitty children.
I know. I was like, that better not be my kids.
Yeah, like at least the bare minimum. minimum. You don't have to
Yeah.
come and have dinner, but like send a fucking text.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be on the phone because God forbid you're on the phone, send a text. Like it's not that hard.
No, I think our girlfriend Darren, she's a social media content creator also. She explained it very well. Did you see her video on Mother's Day or whatever?
Mm-mm.
Talking about like, who do you spend it with? Do you spend it with your spouse's parents, or, if you're a mother, should you get the day?
Mm-hmm.
And, because I think something about like they wanted to do a brunch for Mother's Day, and Darren was like, no, like I want to stay home. She's like,
Yeah.
I want to relax. I'm not doing shit. Like it's my Mother's Day too.
Yeah.
Like I don't, she's like, you can go,
Yeah.
but I'm going to stay home because I want to relax or whatever.
Yeah.
I very much think that when you get married and your spouse becomes a mother, the day should be about her, because when you get married, you are not like, oh, I saw this awesome video that I wanted to post on Facebook, but I was like,
Oh, you should have.
oh, I was going to, but I was like, I don't want to like stir any kind of pot or anything. But when you get married, it is, in my opinion, in my husband's opinion, so we are together on this, and a lot of other people's, because I didn't make the video, you are not joining a family. You know what I mean? You are creating a new family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's always, people are always like, oh, I'm gaining a daughter or I'm gaining a son. Like, in a sense, yes, but you're starting your own family. You know what I mean? And that is your family. Your kids are grown. Like,
I think you lose the title from being like the nuclear family, like, or your immediate, to like the secondary family.
Yeah. So you should absolutely celebrate your wife and celebrate her Mother's Day. And then if you want to do something with your own mother, do it on a different day. Definitely send a text,
or
give a call,
send a gift, call them,
for Mother's Day. But as far as like who has primary, priority, it is your wife.
That's how I feel like with everything, even like with holidays. Like, yes, I want to visit, we'll visit, my side of the family or his side of the family type of stuff. But like at the end of the day, it's our family. And if we want to say fuck it to like everything and everyone and do our own thing, we should be able to, because it's not a requirement to have to visit everyone and do everything. Like, especially if you guys know that there's two different families. If you guys can't work together and like create something simpler to make us our lives easier, then it is what it is. Because I don't know why, like, there's always, and I think it's in most of the world, like, there's always, like, the wife's side and then the husband's side. Y'all get together, make it easier for us, and we do everything together, or stick to the whole thing where we do, like, once every few years, we'll see your side.
Yeah. No, I agree with that 100%. I mean, I get, like, why they can't, like, for instance, Travis's brother had kids or whatever. We can't just be like, yeah, I'll have my dad's come over and Daphne come over, because if, his brother had kids, and how would Daphne split and, go to their house and stuff? You know what I mean? So I get that if you have multiple kids, it's hard for everyone just to go to one kid's house, because if you have multiple kids, but just be understanding that, like, on Christmas Day, like, we were doing a whole lot of traveling for a while, and I don't want to do that anymore. Like, I want to spend Christmas morning at my house, open presents, and that's it. Like, I'm a very big believer of it doesn't have to be celebrated on that day, which is why I don't get so butthurt anymore about, like, this year's my year for Christmas Eve, like, whatever. Like, if it works out with the schedule, I've told you, like, last year, Travis had to work, and I was supposed to have Michael on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day or something, and I was like, let's just switch it. I'm like, if it's okay with you guys, I'm like, I don't need to have him. I mean, it's my preferred day, obviously, because everyone wants to have the kid wake up on Christmas morning, from Christmas Eve. But Travis has to work. So if you want to switch and it's easier with the transition of having to, go into whoever's week it is, it doesn't matter. As long as the day gets celebrated. And that's how I kind of feel like with Mother's Day too, with your mother-in-law or, whatever. Like, if you want to have lunch to be celebrated on Mother's Day, do it on a different day. Don't take it from, your spouse's spouse or your child's spouse, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would never want to be forced to do something on like my day. Absolutely not.
And I used to, like, one year for Mother's Day was me, your mom, and Daphne, which is Travis's mom. We all did a couple things for Mother's Day, but it wasn't actually on Mother's Day, I don't think.
No.
It was a different day.
Yeah, but I think they asked us what we wanted to do, and we said we wanted to do something completely without the kids.
Oh, for sure. That's my Mother's Day every
We
year.
just wanted a break. Like, I see, and I feel so bad, because I know you asked it, I think, on Facebook, asking people, like, do you spend Mother's Day with your kids or without? And so many people were like, my kids are the reason why I'm a mom, so I want to spend it with them. And I'm like,
I spend every day with my kids.
Yeah, like, love them so much, but, like, you mean we get a free pass where we can get rid of them for a little bit? Like, that sounds great.
No, I get it. And I mean, that's great. I think it was a really good even split where some people were like, hell no, give me like a
And
margarita and a nap and I'm good.
I think some people have also more support than others where, like, they're like, they want to spend time with the kids because, they get maybe a little more help compared to, like, when it's just with us, with the kids 24/7. As soon as the men were like, get them!
Yeah,
get them or we're going to take them out.
For
so,
real.
I guess it's, like, a little bit crazy like that. But that's too funny.
No, I don't know. It's difficult, because some people don't think like that, but
I know.
It just depends on your own personal preference and beliefs or whatever.
No.
Do your parents still buy you gifts? You said yes.
Yes.
My dad's love language is like gift giving. He got Tiffany something for her birthday.
Yes.
/ Mother's Day. He combined our gifts. I think it's
Girl, I feel like it was like birthday, Mother's Day, Christmas, and like New Year's or some shit like that.
Girl, it was expensive, but he got us a lounge fly and matching wallets.
He
but
did.
I'm like, that's not going to be my birthday present.
I love that.
I'm like, you got separate ones, okay? So I'm grown. I know how much lounge flies cost.
That's too funny.
We're even on the price of what I got him for Father's Day. We're even.
Yeah.
So if you want, I'm pointing at the camera because I don't know if he's gonna watch this, but if you would like 2 separate gifts, then you better be getting me 2 separate gifts, or else I can combine them too, Dad.
Yeah. No, my mom buys gifts. She bought gifts for all of us.
Your mom goes ham too.
She what?
She goes ham for like the holidays, like for Christmas. Like she buys both my kids presents.
Her love language is
Travis.
gift giving. Like I think she loves to see people surprised and happy and stuff like that. So she enjoys it. I mean, she even does Easter sometimes. She gives the dogs gifts too. I'm here like when she comes to the house and I'm like, who's the extra like stocking for? And I'm like, do not tell me it's a fucking dog stocking.
Girl,
you got to be kidding me.
I can't say anything. I got Luna and Sadie gifts last year.
Like these dogs having Christmas gifts. Oh my God. Spoiled to the core. I cannot with these freaking dogs.
No, what did I get Luna? I got Luna a stuffed animal. Remember, it was so loud too.
Didn't you get her like a bottle or like something like alcoholic themed?
Oh yeah.
Remember because we kept saying she was a drunk.
Was it a bottle of champagne that squeaked?
I think it was a bottle of champagne that squeaked.
And I got the dog ice cream because I remember sitting at your house at Christmas Eve, like holding the 2 dog things. And I think I got Sadie some treats or something, but she ended up not liking them, which is fine.
Sadie's a bougie bitch.
I know. To learn that.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn. My dad's the same way though. Gift giving.
Yeah, they just like doing gifts.
When Bryce was little, actually it was like 2 years ago, I think, maybe last year, I can't remember. My dad went and Mario and Hot Wheels came out with the collaboration, and my dad would go and buy like handfuls of these cars. So every single time we went over there, he would give one to Bryce, and Bryce would be like, "Oh my God!" And eventually the cars ran out because he had all of them.
Yeah.
And Bryce was like, "Where's my car?
Where are the new ones?" That's too funny.
But every single time we would go over there, he would like, have a gift for Bryce, and I'm like, "Dad, you can't. You're just gonna spoil this kid." Now every single time, he's gonna expect something when he comes over here. He asked my dad for a transformer.
Did he?
Did I tell you?
That is so funny. Oh my God, we have to bring that up. So I know we're straying away really quick, but we have to talk about
the transformer. Girl. Don't
Bryce
even get me started.
I'll start the conversation. So Bryce had us all four adults, Megan, me,
This is when we were in Key West.
Mike and Travis. What the fuck? It was a commercial that brought it up. I'm like, what randomly brought this up?
Oh yeah, can I cut you off real quick just to give a little backstory? So I don't have cable at my house, so Bryce doesn't get to watch commercials. So he never, I mean, we have Netflix, we have Disney Plus. We don't have cable, so he doesn't watch commercials. He doesn't see toys like popping up on the TV. So this was like we were all in one hotel room, having a movie night or something. So we were watching. We were supposed to watch Mario, but we never got to it. So he's like watching a kid show. They were watching like Nickelodeon or something, and he's seeing toy ads, and he's just like on another level. But anyway, I'm sorry. So one of the ads was for Transformer toys. We're gonna have to tag them and like, I don't know, sue them because we're gonna get destroyed, and we'll explain why. Bryce saw the Transformer commercials. It came on 3 or 4 times, the same exact commercials, and Bryce turned around to all 4 of us. Looked at all 4 of us and told us that each of us, not even like us as a couple or like maybe just one collectively, each of us need to buy him a Transformer toy, or what is it, within 30 days? It was 20 days. 20 days.
At 8 o'clock in the morning or some
That's
shit
when the
like that.
time was done. Is on the
Yes.
20th day at 8 o'clock in the morning.
At 8 o'clock in the morning, or he was going to destroy us.
We were going to be destroyed. Like, we're like, what?
So Mike and me couldn't go like halfsies.
No.
Mike needed to get a transformer and I needed to get a transformer. All four of us had 20 days before 8 a.m. or we were going to get destroyed.
And then Travis went and bought one. And I'm
Travis
like,
bought one immediately in the middle of this conversation because Travis was like, it ain't gonna be me.
And I'm like, wow, way to encourage this behavior. He's threatening to destroy us. And Mike said he was going to get him a transformer.
A transformer, yeah. Oh my god.
But yeah, I called my dad. My dad, when we came back from Key West, he called to see how our trip was or whatever. And as soon, because I had my dad on speakerphone because I was like editing the podcast or something, he comes running over and he's like, Granddad, he's like, I need you to buy me a transformer or you're going to get destroyed.
I love that for him.
Yeah, so Bryce has been asking me, he's like, so when is my transformer? And I was like, I'm not getting you one. Like, I'm like, Daddy got you one. He fell for it. I'm like, I'm not getting you one. And he's like, well, then you're going to get destroyed. And I'm like, okay, destroy me. And he goes, all right, well, then you're going to get destroyed. And I'm like, then do it. He's like, okay. And he like moves his fist around. Y'all on the podcast can't see. He like did some weird like hand thing. And then he was like, well, there you go. And I was like, okay.
My favorite part is when I was asking for clarification because, I don't know what it means to be destroyed. I asked him in the room, what does destroyed mean? And he came out. He thought he was slick too because he thought, I have a response. He goes, I'm going to sue you guys. And I'm like,
yeah.
Remember? He said he was going to sue us. And I was like, okay. What does suing mean, Bryce?
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, I don't know.
Oh,
he was going to sue us, but he didn't know.
He didn't know
but
what
he
sue
was
meant.
very, very angry. It's just so funny. I wonder where he got with this. Like, if you don't do this, I'm going to
Girl, I
sue
don't
because he got the
know.
context correct. Like, go him. Points for Bryce.
I know.
But he doesn't know what the act of suing is, which is really funny.
He's watching too much TV, but not cable TV.
Yes. But
So
adamant
weird.
that now all four of us separately have to get him toys.
And my dad.
And now,
And you know what?
Granddad.
He didn't even give my dad
the 20 days?
No, his 20 days got lumped in with us. And
so now he has less than 20 days?
Yep. He's like, no, it's the same. He's like, you guys, he's like, I'm telling Granddad now. He's like, but my dad's going to buy him one.
That's so funny. I might just buy him one too because I don't want to get destroyed.
What the hell? So it's just gonna be me and Mike getting destroyed?
It is.
Oh,
I know.
have
And you
to
know
buy
what's funny
him
though is I
one.
feel like Mike is going to be like, that was my card that you used, Tiffany. Be like, Bryce can't read fucking cards. So it doesn't matter whose credit card I used as long as it's my name on the box.
I know, now that I
I'm
have
not getting
Amazon
destroyed.
Prime, which I've never had Amazon Prime before, but Travis put me on his Amazon Prime, which I thought was a good thing because I never had it.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, wait a minute. So I called Tiffany and I was like, I low-key have an emergency.
I know. I was trying to figure out what your emergency
I said it was
like,
a non-dangerous one, but
oh, I knew it was gonna be something like silly. Like you're calling me the other day. I had to get out of that one message on your iPhone because you couldn't see the other ones.
I don't know how to work technology. But anyways, so I called Tiffany this morning. And Travis, I'm so sorry if you're hearing this, but this was a real concern of mine. So I was like, so I told her, I was like, I have Amazon Prime now. I'm like, so is Travis gonna get alerted like when I buy stuff now? And she was like, yeah, no, he can see all your purchases. And I'm like, God damn it. So now I'm like, he played me. He's touche, sir. I know what you were doing. He's trying to see what I'm actually buying, and
it's to the
you
point.
got me.
I was showing Megan. Literally, Mike was making a purchase while she just got here. Like 2 minutes into the purchase, I already knew what it was. I was like, this is how you know when you have a joint Amazon account. It just sends you immediately a notification like, look what your spouse got. Creep now. Start a fight right now.
Oh, my nail stuff's there, I think. Amazon's at my house right now.
I love that for you.
Yeah. No, he played me. No more secret purchases for me.
I know. No more wondering, what's this thin Amazon box?
I know, and I can't even be like, I'm going to return it because he'll see if I return it or not.
Girl,
like,
they sent 2 emails that let you know. They're like, your order is confirmed. That's the first email. And then your order has been delivered. That's the second email. So if you delete one, because you're trying to be, sneaky, delete emails.
There's another out of his. I mean, technically, I could.
You're right. I mean,
have access to his, but I'm not gonna. That's doing the most.
That's doing a lot just to hide your Amazon. You might as well just tell the truth.
It's not worth it.
How desperate are you that you need to start deleting emails?
I know, but I'm like, damn. Like it's you know what? It got me though because I'm gonna be spending less money on there.
I love
unless
that for
I
you.
use the Momsoftampa account, but
that's too funny.
it worked be spending less money. We got the kids here. If you guys hear them in the background, I can't hear if you guys can hear them. I apologize.
I don't think you could
In the
hear it in
best
the
I can.
microphone. Every single time I keep thinking that you can't. But there is. If you see us, if we have faces like we just finished yelling, it's probably because we were.
We literally gave them one instruction, and that's give us an hour, and
yeah,
they can't be doing that. You guys know how kids are. But anyway, dang,
I forgot what the third topic was.
I don't know, but look at my phone. Look how weird that is.
I love that. Your phone is messing up. Look at it saying on Do Not Disturb. I love that for me.
I know. You're always on Do Not Disturb, though.
Disturb my life.
So, how do we feel about our relationships with our parents as adults? Well, one, I don't have a relationship with my mother, so that's tragic.
I think it's definitely a more, how do I say this in a way? I feel like as an adult, I'm not as concerned about like, you know, when you're kids and you like don't want to be like honest or don't want to say anything because you don't want to get like in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I don't have that fear anymore. One, when I don't know when it was, and I can't remember, and it might be like a little bit of a blur, but I remember when I was like maybe 19, 20, and I like first cursed in front of my mom, and she was like, don't curse in front of me, and I was just like, at first I was like, oh, and then I was like, wait, I am a fucking adult. I'm a fucking adult. I mean, I'm not going to take advantage of it, but like I went from like fear mode to like, oh, wait, I can do this now, and I was like, yeah, I have all the power.
Like Bryce around the fire.
Yeah.
No, it's so funny to hear you talk about to hear that, and then because I've only known you the past 5,
and
6
just
years,
like
and to see you
as
how
I'm
you figure out you
getting
with your mom now,
cursing, we talk about our personal lives a little too personal sometimes.
We be leaving the bar with your mom, and it's like the conversations like she's just like she was like almost gonna pee her pants the other day when we were talking about something. We were on the way to Orlando to go to that thing, and she was like gonna pee her pants because you were making her laugh.
We were talking about the men sitting on their balls and whether or not we were like, do you guys sit on your balls and does it hurt?
No, not that one. Which that one was hilarious, and she was also like flushed in the face. We were talking about
it was you. You brought
me?
up a guy or a girl that has like 2 penises or something like that.
I'm not talking about that one though. That was a conversation that happened. I'm talking about when we were on our way to Orlando to the tea party thing. Bitch, there's a mosquito in here. You better get it before it bites you. Did you get it?
Did I?
I don't know.
I don't know. It looked like I did,
Girl,
right?
Your reflexes were too slow.
Was it slow? I thought it was fast.
Was it? We'll have to play the clip
No,
back.
I think I got it instantly.
Did you?
Yeah, I think I just like
love that for you.
I don't see him anymore.
It's not gonna get me. It's gonna get you. I'm trying to protect you. So
we were going to Orlando.
We were going to Orlando, and your mom was in the front seat. I remember I was in the back seat because we had to pick up Elaine.
I don't remember what it was.
We're talking about like you peeing your pants or
which happens more than I'm proud to admit, but
something I can't or farting or I don't know. It was a very like just immature conversation because Stephanie and I we are very immature.
I was telling people that on Instagram Live,
like just
Facebook.
Toilet humor is like hilarious. I think it's because we just have boys and our husbands
it's
are
like
very
so
immature
now. No, I was telling people, I was like, if you don't like our personalities on the podcast, you're not gonna like us in person because it's exactly the same thing.
No, actually, I think we're more not tame just because we don't really have any toilet humor. It's a lot of toilet humor.
It really is.
It's a lot of.
We talk about poop way too much.
Yeah, among other things.
We really do. It's so bad. I'm so sorry. I'm getting over being sick, and I'm trying to hold this damn cough in.
Yeah, her and Travis got sick in Key West.
We did.
But yeah, it's a lot of just really immature, like stuff that like a 6-year-old boy would laugh at. And
just being able to talk to her about like anything at this point, and like as an adult now with both of my parents, just being able to be like honest, no holds back, like when I'm like, hey, like these personality traits that you've given me, I hate them and I'm going to remove them out of myself because I'm not trying to be like y'all in this aspect. And just like being honest and being open to criticizing what they say or how they are, and just being like, no, like creating boundaries with your parents and just saying things like, okay, you might think this is okay and how to be this way, but this is not okay, like around me or in my house or with the kids type of thing, stuff like that. Like I think that dynamic changing and just kind of like controlling the narrative in a way.
No, I love that for you. I'm glad you guys were at least able to come to a...
Oh, no, it's still alive. Sorry, I saw it.
Oh, you saw it? A middle point to... Oh, there it is. Oh, God, we're going to have to get it. I hope we get it on camera, too. There's a mosquito flying around. Tiffany's got that sweet blood, like my kids and Travis do. I don't. So hopefully it'll go after her and not me.
Megan's kind of salty.
But no, I mean, there's two extremes to that. There's the one where, you and your parents come to a agreement and a
Mhm.
middle ground and you guys can salvage your relationship. Or it's like me where you see those personality traits and those boundaries that were never respected and you just have to do a clean cut like I had to do. So
Yeah. I see a lot of kids who are like, that's just how my parents are. Like,
yeah, and that will
that's
never
just how
fly
my
with
parents
me.
are. That's how they grew up, it's their day and age or it's their
Nope.
time. And it's like but it doesn't have to be something that you have to be okay with. Like if your parents have done stuff to you as a child that bothered you or maybe said things that you didn't like,
Hmm.
you're an adult now. You can tell them that you don't like it. And if it bothers you enough that you will not be around it. Like I just don't
It's
get how
just an
so many kids
excuse.
just take it and then they go
Yeah.
home and they're like, I hate this, I hate when I'm around my parents and this happens. Like,
Hmm.
then say something, then do something. Don't force yourself to be
It's
around
just the
it.
way that they are. And I hate the older generation that like uses that as an excuse too. Well, I'm just set in my ways. No, you're a fucking adult.
Yeah.
If I can change my, things that I didn't like about myself or, like it's called growth. Like I
Mhm.
could have very easily like, I was on Facebook Live today talking about how, how much Mike and I have grown since, our marriage and stuff. I could have very easily taken those same toxic traits that I had in our marriage and been like, well, this is just the way that I am, and taken them and, took them through every relationship. But I saw what I did was wrong,
Yeah.
what I wanted to change. I grew and changed and became a better person because of it.
Yeah.
And the people who sit here and that are just like, no, I'm just hard on the outside. That's just me. Like, I'm hard to get along with. It's like, no, you're using it as an excuse because you don't want
Mhm.
to change. And that's unacceptable to me. I'm sorry, but you're not going to be disrespectful to me or in my life or my kid's life or, my extended family's life
Yeah.
and come out here with a excuse like that. Like we're all grown. You can grow up and choose to grow or stay in the same area, which is fine, but you won't be a part of my life,
Yeah.
period.
No, I completely agree. I see so many like childhood traumas or just kids like tolerating things in their parents' lives that they just don't like and it's like you can do something about it. I know
Mhm.
as a kid you really can't. You're navigating the world, it's their house, their rules type of thing, but like you're an adult now. You definitely get to have a say. You have a circle, a little bubble around you and you get to maintain the peace around you and however you need to do it. And as soon as I hit 18, I had no issues with like being very honest with my mom and with my dad. My dad especially, like really talking about how I didn't have a relationship with him and like how to like bless you.
Sorry.
Being as honest as possible and being like, you weren't there and you weren't like a dad for me and stuff like that. Like, and it's okay, but like I'm not gonna deny it. I'm not gonna be
Yeah.
like, oh, you were always there. You weren't. Like, and we're gonna be honest about this and you're gonna own up to the fact that I'm fully aware. It's okay. I forgive you and stuff like that, but like
Mhm.
we'll move on forward. But guess what? I'm not hiding anything. Like
Yeah, I think that's the whole thing too is like a lot of people, especially, is that the mosquito? It is. It's
I
over
love
there. I
that.
see it. At least it's not on me.
I know.
A lot of people forget the fact that one day your kids are going to grow up, and whether you were an absent parent, a super overprotective parent, an abusive parent, whatever, like they're going to grow up and they're going to have those memories. And not only are they going to have those memories, they're probably going to be different from yours because it's coming from their
Yeah.
perspective and how it affected them. And
And it should be talked about.
yeah. And so you're going to have to face that one day, which is why, us co parenting is so important because I could have easily, and Mike could have easily, kept things the way that it was. And Michael, would have grown up a much different way than how he's growing up now. But we saw a problem with it. We all took initiative and came together and we're changing the narrative. Could have easily been like our parents and not changed,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But we did. And you're going to have to own up to whatever you did.
Yeah.
But now that we're all adults and we can talk about it, instead of just, sitting there and being like, oh, well, it is what it is. Like, make a change.
No, I agree. I was gonna bring up a second topic, but I feel like it goes with the topic that you were talking about.
Which one?
I was gonna bring up the whole like when grandparents or like extended family members are always talking about like wanting to see like the kids or the
Oh
family
my
and stuff.
God. How much time do we have?
That might be a second
We could
topic.
do
But
a
the whole
part
like who
two.
decides who, because I hate when people are like, you never come over and see me anymore and be like, we both got cars, right?
No,
We
I hate
both got
that so
cars. We
much.
both got
No.
phones. Like it's not just like a me thing.
Yeah.
That's another
If
subject
you're
that
not taking the initiative to have a relationship with my kid, like, I will not force you to.
yeah.
So,
Not just that, like it needs to be a double effort. Like if I'm gonna be making the trips and the visits, someone else needs to be doing it too. Like
yeah.
we're all adults at the end of the day. And one thing that I've had to say, with like family members and friends and stuff like that, like I have my own family to worry about. Like I
Mhm.
even if it's extended families, aunts, uncles, grandparents and stuff like that, I get that your family, but like at the end of the day, my family are the people that I live with.
Well,
And
that's
those
what I'm
are the
saying.
people
It's
that
like
I have to worry about.
when you get married and you have a family, you are starting a new family. Like
Yeah.
that is your family. Like the people who hold it over your head like and get on you like, "Oh, you never like I have to worry about my own family first." Like and we're busy. We're
Like
busy. I'm
like when people are
sorry,
like,
but
"You haven't seen," I'm making up a name, like, "You haven't seen Grandpa Joe or whatever in like
Grandpa
3 I
Dro.
don't know, I just made up a person and completely made up the name. Like when the people are like, "You haven't seen Grandpa Joe in like 6 weeks or something like that, like, you need to go and see him." Be like, "But has he called me? Has he
Yeah.
reached out to me? Like, why is it me as like the grandchild or whatever it is have to do all the effort if no one else is doing an effort too? Like just because I'm the grandchild, I'm automatically required to do this?" Like, no. I
Mhm.
get it. I've done text messages, I've done calls, I've done what I needed to do for the holidays and stuff. But if I get no other acknowledgement, I don't have to feel like I'm forced to do it. Like
Yeah.
this whole making me feel bad because I'm not seeing certain people in my
Mhm.
life that I should be seeing. If they're not making an effort, then I'm not either.
Yeah.
And if
No,
it's
I
petty
get
or not,
that.
I don't give a damn. But like I have things to do.
Yeah, we're definitely guilty of not I don't know, Travis and I were just talking about it the other day. So, with my family, the way that I grew up, like when I go and see my dad lives he lives like an hour away, so it's not that far, but I just never grew like Travis's family like when they get together, like they want to spend like 3, 4 days together.
Hmm.
And then my dad, he has a 2-hour max.
I love that though. It's just the
No, but
honesty for
honestly,
me.
like I'll go over there and I'll go over there for breakfast on Sunday and I'm out by like 2 and there is no guilt. There is no like, "Oh, why aren't you spending more time with me?" What? It's a, "Hey, this is how much time I got. I'm very busy. I'm tired. I want to be home. I love being home."
Yeah.
Like I've got other things to do today. It's not like, "Okay, well we need to do this and then we need to do this and then we all need to get a hotel and do this and do that." And it's like but at the same time, Travis's family lives, farther away, but even when we were closer, like it was never really just like it has to be like a whole weekend ordeal.
Yeah.
And it was just like, especially now in our lives, we don't have a whole weekend a lot of the times
Yeah.
free. So we are guilty of, you know, not going down there and seeing them all the time and stuff, but it's a whole lot more than that. I
I
don't have time to get
know.
into it, but
It sucks because as adults, especially like now we have our own homes and like, when you grow up and you're like, I can't wait till I have my own place, my own rules, like my
mhm.
own life to live and stuff like that. And when you visit family, you're reminded that it's not your rules and not your home anymore. And all
Yeah.
you want to do is go home to your own things. Like I think I've told you this before. Visited a family member once a long time ago. And as soon as I walked in and visited them and they were like, "Oh my God, you look so fat." And I was like, I'm done visiting
Oh my
family
god.
over this shit.
Yeah.
Cause it's like, it's you're dealing with other people's things, and once you finally establish the life that you want and the rules that you want, you have this like perfect little house with just
Mhm.
your stuff that makes you happy, like you don't want to leave it for other things.
And it can be a lot of drama too. And it's just especially with us, like we've talked about it on here before, like our schedules, our Moms at Tampa schedule is already, and it's
Insane.
it's been like this for, ever since we started 2 years. My husband's schedule before Moms at Tampa, before we even started, was already
Hmm.
insane. So the amount of time I have, even just to spend time with my own husband
Yeah.
alone, is so far and few between. Um, it's like the time that we do get, he just wants to relax. He doesn't want to be driving somewhere. He doesn't want to, be entertaining somebody. And it's just sometimes it's nice to just spend time with my own husband by myself, which
Yeah.
I do not get a lot. Like this is our first vacation we're ever going on. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Like we've been together 8 years. And this is the first time we're ever going on a vacation.
Yeah. That's
So,
insane.
without kids. Like it's a lot and we do need to be better, especially, for us. I do need to make more of an attempt to see more of my family because like my grandma on my dad's side, she's not doing well and she's,
Hmm.
and now that I'm like, damn, I should go up there, she's I can't. I feel like I can't go up there because if my kids are sick or I'm
Yeah, you
sick
have
or
to be
something, like
careful.
I can't she's in chemo right now. Like, I can't go up there and,
Yeah. You
like,
have to be
pass
super
anything to
careful.
her. But I do want to go see her. She doesn't have, whatever. Um, and even my other family, like my aunt who lives in freaking Wesley Chapel. This is not
Mhm.
far. My best friend who just moved.
I
I've
know,
only
it's in
seen her
Wesley Chapel.
twice, and she's been here for a freaking year.
That's insane.
And she lives in Wesley Chapel, and I don't even drive over there to see her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's people just take it so personally, and it's like it's really not. Like, I promise it's not a personal thing. It's just we're busy.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just aren't understanding. And it sucks because I am understanding. Like, if people cancel on me last minute or whatever, they get sick or whatever, like, I try to be understanding because that shit happens to me all the time. And I get
Mhm.
it. It's just, there's just so much. There's
No,
just so
for
much.
real.
It sucks, especially now. And it's going to get worse because we just got signed to a new
I know.
agency and we just have this whole other thing. And
No, it's crazy.
it's just a lot. It's a lot. We're busy and I'm sorry and I feel guilty every single day. I don't need people making me feel even worse.
Yeah. I was thinking about it the other day. I think, like, I had a dream. And it's so weird. Like, if you ever have a dream, like, about the past, like, I have a dream, like, of when I was in high school, and I was like, the times where the only thing I had to think about was, like, what's the cutest outfit I could
I
wear to
know.
school? And I'm over here trying to fucking plan things and times, and oh, life was so much easier then.
No, like, this is literally, I think people are just used to us just being more readily available because
Yeah.
we had this isn't a regular 9 to 5 job for us. Like, we have, and what sucks is, like, our schedule can literally change on a dime too. And unfortunately, this is our job and this what provides our money for rent and
Yeah.
a mortgage and stuff. So it
And
takes
we're
priority.
still the full-time, like, providers for the kids. I think people
Yes.
forget. We've gotten a couple of comments lately when people are like, how do you guys still have time to be moms when you guys are all over the place? And be like, we are the majority fucking caregivers of the kids.
Mhm.
Like, I'm sorry that you don't get to see it on camera because we don't show it. But, like, not only are you seeing us do all the shit that we're doing, we are with the kids 90% of the times. Like,
Yep.
the husbands have jobs that physically require them to be elsewhere.
Mhm.
So you may not see the children, like right now. The two of us are right here, but the damn kids are in the living room. Like,
Yeah.
they're with us all the time, and
Yes.
we're still having to figure out that. We're still having to figure out our jobs. We're still having to figure out, the house duties and, like, when laundry needs to be done, because I know I'm so behind on laundry.
Mhm.
It's just, like, a lot.
Well, girl, are you behind on laundry? Or are you just taking your clothes and we heard about it in the last podcast. Did you even listen?
Yeah, no. No, I have. If you see in my bed right now, it's all the new laundry that was actually sitting on here before I moved it
Oh
over
my
there.
God.
And then I
Yeah.
have to start laundry.
It's honestly why, I mean, we've become shittier friends too. It's just it's hard to balance it all. I mean, we're struggling enough. I was talking about this on Facebook Live today about how we're not putting out the content that we used to and it's we need to find a way to get our ducks in a row before we can get our lives
Yeah.
together.
We have a lot of great opportunities. We just have too many at once, and we just have to figure out
what takes priority.
What maybe isn't worth as much as our time as we thought as it was, and what we can do to, like, double dip and make our lives easier. Like, I was telling Mike when I was talking about the Liquid IV PR thing, he's like, "Oh, Amazon sent you that?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "Liquid IV did." But I was like, "But the fact that they're on Amazon," I was like, "it just makes my life easier if I just take this and do an
Mhm.
Amazon live with it." And I was like, because, like, I could do a unboxing on stories and it's, like, free or whatever and great, or I could put it into the work that I already need to do and just
Yeah.
double dip in a way. And I was like, that's something that if we can figure out how to do that more and more, that we're doing one thing
Mhm.
for multiple areas, it might make our lives a lot easier. And just kind of figuring out a schedule and just kind of looking at everything that we do have, because I
Yeah.
think we're also a little lost with everything that we kind of have stuck our fingers in. And now our fingers are all over the place. Our ducks are fucking up in
Yeah, I
Alabama right
know.
now, somewhere lost in hell.
Listen, and I think a lot of it too is like, yes, family is important and you absolutely should make family and friends and everyone else a priority. You absolutely should. Life's too short. You never know. We know all of that. But I think if we had quote unquote normal jobs and we were
Yeah.
this unavailable, it would be more understanding. People still kind of feel like we're doing this as a hobby and they
I
don't
think people
take us
got used to
seriously.
us having free time and taking advantage of that. And
Yeah.
then we had so much free time that now that this is definitely way more than 40 hours, it's like,
And it doesn't get taken seriously. Like,
yeah,
as an
it's not
actual
taken
job, they think that,
seriously.
oh, well, you're just going to this, or you just have to film that. Like, there's no reason why. Yes, there is a reason why. Like,
Yeah.
one, we have to sign NDAs and stuff, so we can't be talking about stuff. Two, like, we're busy. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but
And I want a more personal, like, relationship. This whole just, like, seeing people and hanging out with people. If you're not here asking me, like, how I am doing, like, what's going on, like,
mhm.
the superficial stuff, I think I'm just kind of getting over it. Like,
Yeah.
if
No,
I'm
for
trying to talk
real.
to you about something serious and you're, like, ignoring it and just, like, joking around with me about other stuff, I can see it. And I'll, like, notice that you don't want to talk to me seriously. But it's like, I can tell this is, like, very, like, on the surface shit. And it's like, this isn't what I
No,
need anymore.
I agree with that 100%. Like, if you're getting upset that we're not spending more time together or, whatever, but yet you're not trying to get to know me,
Yeah.
you're not trying to talk to me, you're not trying to, like,
You just wanna
why
do
would I make
events.
an
Yeah.
effort to,
You want a fun
you know what
friend.
I mean? Like, why would I make an effort? It goes for family too.
Yeah.
Like, my family, whatever, like,
Be there when
why
the
would I
hot
make an
times
effort? Yeah,
too.
like,
No.
if you're not trying to get to know me, you're not talking to me, you're not checking in, you're not doing whatever, why am I going to make an effort to go out of my
Yeah.
way to take time out of my schedule to go hang out, to go
Yeah.
meet up, to go do this? You know what I mean? Like, it just, for me personally, and is that selfish? Yeah, it is, but
Mhm.
it just doesn't make sense to me. You know
But
what I
we
mean?
should be selfish, and I'm unapologetically going to say that because we only have so many hours in a
No,
day.
for real. And I've gotten to that point too where I used to be so worried about, like, everyone else's feelings and is this going to hurt so and so's, just to the point where it was stressing me out. And now I'm just like, I just don't care. I care about me and I care about my family, my nuclear family, because at the end of the day, that's who I provide for.
Yeah.
Everyone else, I would love for you to be in my life, like, you're welcome, it's great, but I don't know. I think that thing bit me. Oh, I think I just saw it. Did you see it?
Girl, I cannot with
Was that
you.
my hair?
Probably. I think it was your hair. It's a paranoia for Megan for
Yeah,
me.
it's just a lot. And this, that we could unpack this so much more, and maybe we
We
will, because
can.
I do want to do the second part of, like, who's entitled to your kids and stuff like that. But it's just a lot. Like,
I know. It's a very active subject, especially with family, especially like with summertime and stuff like that. Um, we want to do stuff. We want to do fun stuff, but like it's a struggle. It's a
you are
struggle also with like
entitled.
watching what to say and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I don't know which family members listen to our stuff or whatnot. Um, but I'm just over the whole thing, like because you're family or because you have the same blood, you're forced to do or talk or say or be a part of things that maybe you don't want to or just don't add
Mhm.
any positivity to your life. And I'm just at the point where like love you so much, but
Yeah.
my mental health and my life and my idea of what I want my life to be matters way
Mhm.
more than making sure I'm not upsetting you or hurting the family or what you would
That's
consider hurting the family.
exactly how I feel too. Couldn't agree more. It's to the point now where if it's more stressful to be around certain people, then I don't want anything to do with it. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that.
I know I have so much to say and I'm just trying to like pick and choose what I say. I feel like we're gonna get one of the days on the podcast where I'm like, I don't give a fuck. And then I'll be honest and say everything that I need to say.
I know friends and I know mutuals and I know
Oh, I know
people,
who
and I
like
don't care to upset anybody. I just don't. I will have a conversation. If anyone that's listening to this feels like the shoe fits and this is not an aggressive way, let's talk about it. Send a text. Let's open the
girl.
conversation. Let's talk about it. But I don't want it to feel like I'm trying to go after
Yeah,
anybody through the podcast. That is not what I'm doing. We're just talking about a topic that I didn't even pick.
I know I
So
did. What cracks me up though, if something upsets you, like
talk about it.
if the truth upsets you, yeah, like it's I lost the point where I was gonna make with that one. How embarrassing! Like if the truth is upsetting you, like there's obviously a concern there that like
Yeah.
you're upset by the truth. Like
That sounds like that sounds like
that
the
sounds
house.
like an
What's it called?
issue,
Like the
a
calls
you
from
problem.
inside the house. No, like, I'm totally open to have conversations. And you know what's funny is I used to never be like that. But I would much rather put all of our cards out on the table. Let's talk about it in a healthy way. Like, I have no problem telling you exactly how I feel, how you've hurt me,
Yeah,
how things have changed, how I may have hurt you. Let's talk about it. But I'm also not going to let you make up stuff that isn't true. I'm going to call you out on things that aren't true.
yeah,
I'm going to tell you exactly what happened, my perspective of it. I would love to hear yours. I just don't, yeah, not coming after anybody. If you feel offended and you need to talk about it, let's talk about it. But yeah,
yeah.
I don't know.
More sending the message of like speak your voice with your family. Stop
Mhm.
hiding because it's family. I mean, we are the biggest uh I don't even know what to say, supporters out there of the whole thing. Family comes in all different shapes and sizes. Like,
Mhm.
don't feel like you have to deal with stuff with your family just because they are your family. And
Yeah.
we deal with that ourselves too, especially a lot more lately, of just kind of putting our families in check or being honest with their families without feeling like we're hurting them. Because the one thing I also hate is like when I feel like I'm being honest and I'm like I'm hurting a family member's feeling, like I'm sorry that I'm hurting your feelings, but do you want me to not say anything at
Yeah.
all? Like, because then I'm just gonna be hurting. At least you're
Exactly.
hurting because now you're aware of a situation that's also kind of hurting me.
And
Hurting together.
how are people supposed to change if they don't know? Like, bring it, maybe they don't know. Give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Like, maybe they don't realize they're doing this, and that's how I kind of look at it. Bring it to their attention. And also, we get told all the time, when we go on these talk shows and, these magazines or whatever, they're like, oh, you guys are breaking the generational curses. And yes, and how do those get broken? By bringing them up and changing.
Yeah.
Like, you have to change to be the change. Like,
Yeah.
you can't just say that you want something to happen. You have to actually do it. So having these hard conversations, it sucks. No one wants to have them. I don't want to have them, but I'm open to having them if it
Mhm.
means that things are going to change going forward. You know what I mean?
And it could help situations because I know sometimes I don't want to see certain family members because I feel like I'm like, something about this is bothering me. And to be able to
Mhm.
bring it up, like, I mean, if I could tell you and be honest with you, then it could help ease that situation where I'm not being like, ugh, I'm dreading this, instead of actually looking forward to it because I got to say what I needed to say.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I know everyone has to know what it feels like going to see like family when you don't want to. Like, it
Or if there's just like an
sucks.
awkward, I can't stand that. Like, I've just gotten to the point now where I just won't go. Like, if it's not being talked about or if it's not being brought up, this whole like just don't say anything, like even with friendships too, like you didn't hear it from me, don't
Uh-huh.
say anything. That's not acceptable for me anymore. Like, let's talk about it. I hate that. Cause me, I can't hide shit on my face.
No, you can't.
And 2 drinks in, girl, we're all talking about it. And it's probably gonna have an attitude behind it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let's that's
2
my vibe.
drinks in.
But
It's more like 1 drink
I know. It's
in.
like, no, here's a tip. No,
I
but
get you.
so yeah, like let's why can't we talk about it? Like, and I know it's uncomfortable, and that's the whole thing, is it's uncomfortable, or people don't want to admit that they're wrong, or
Girl, isn't it insane that there's, like, family gossip, like, in families? Like,
girl, don't even get me
isn't
started.
that
You
crazy
know
that,
what's
like,
funny?
family's supposed to be, like, people that you love each other, but, like, everyone has, like, tea in their family.
You know
That's,
what's
like, and it's
funny?
juicy ass
No,
tea.
that's not the case. Let me tell you, and I have to tread lightly because I don't want to speak on anyone's family that's not my own, but let me tell you the way I grew up. And this is on my mom's side, maybe you're right, but I wasn't very close with my mom's side of the family.
Uh-huh.
On my dad's side, there is none. We say shit directly to your face, to the point where
Yeah.
you're probably gonna have to go to the bathroom and be in tears for a minute. But like, there is no like, man, Chris's BO is really bad today.
Yeah.
Like, haha, don't tell him. He'll say that shit to your face at a family dinner. Well, like, we do not hold back nothing. There is no family
Yeah.
tea like in my dad's side of the family. On my mom's side, maybe, and in other families, maybe,
Girl, it
but
might.
there is, and I never knew that was a thing until I got married. Like, they do be talking shit about each other. They be talking mad shit. Sometimes when they're all in the same room together, but like in different. I was just like, oh my god.
I've literally been, and I don't think it was my family at the time, but I've literally been to like a Hispanic get together, like where it's a bunch of family members and stuff like that. And let's say you're the one family member who didn't show up. You're fucked because everyone's talking about you.
I
And like they
know.
don't care. Like, I don't think I was a part of the party that I went to. Like, I wasn't a part of that specific family. But when people were asking, like, where's so and so? They're like, so and so's not here because of this and this, and just spilling out their drama and tea for everyone to know, and like a stranger like me to know. And I'm like, she did not. Just like a part of the
Girl, I
drama. And there's
know.
just like, even in my own family, like I'm not gonna fucking hide it. I'm not gonna say what it is, but like there's tea on both sides of my family that like everyone just like gossips about each other. And I'm like,
On my mom's side of the family, I vaguely remember because I honestly kind of have blocked out a lot of the memories on my mom's side.
it can be very like
But I
secretive and
feel like
just
there
like,
was, because my mom's side of the family is very southern, so I feel like there might have been a lot of like whispering and stuff. On my dad's, no, it's like
yeah,
it's out
tell it
there.
it is.
Like,
That's funny.
there. I wish they would have kept some things some
Yeah.
secrets. You know what I mean? But it wasn't until I got married that, yeah, they're like, they say stuff. And I felt the first time it happened, I felt so uncomfortable. I was just like, oh, she's right there. Like, what do
That's
you
so
mean?
funny.
And then like, I'm just like, very, I felt, but then Travis was like, well, I guess yep, it's Travis's family. My bad. Whatever, this is my podcast. I don't care. The truth
This
is
is the best moment of my life. The giant edited this out.
But at least I know, like, it's normal in other families because and you know what, it is normal in other families because I didn't realize it until I started hanging out with your family too. Because in your family,
it's very much a thing.
I've been with her family and I'll hear stuff and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you're part of the cheese man too. Like,
I know,
anytime it goes on, I'm like, damn.
too. And I'm like, is that what it's called? Cheese man?
Cheese man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's
I'm
like
just
the
like,
gossip.
girl, tell me how I meant to move my glasses up. And I didn't have any glasses on. That's embarrassing. But yeah, like they don't talk about each other and stuff. And I'm just like,
I think I brought it up somewhere. I might have brought it up on TikTok. I don't know where. But remember how we talked about how like family will like protect secrets and stuff and they brush things under the rug and everyone was like, yeah, it's like I feel like I talked to you about it, but I feel like it was on TikTok. Just kidding. It was someone else's video. But basically they were saying how like Hispanics like will like brush things under the rug. Like you could have like a murder in your family, but like no one outside of the family will know. But like inside the family, everyone knows. And that motherfucker is still invited to like the barbecue. It's just absolutely appalling.
And then everyone just acts like it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, that's how, yeah.
It's insane. It's so insane. And no one like bats an eye. Like they might hold their kids a little bit closer, but you know, Hector still needs to come to the barbecue. Like
absolutely
that's terrifying.
Not. Hector would have been cut off for me, but I also be cutting everybody off though. So I have no patience for any of that. Obviously I cut my own mother off.
I love that.
And a lot of things. My best friend for like my entire childhood.
Yeah.
Didn't make the cut last year. Like, you know, I feel like I just hold people to a very high standard because I give a lot. Like I'm a very caring, considerate friend. I give my friends 100%. Like they are family to me at that point. And I just expect the same in return. And I just don't have time for people in my life that just aren't willing.
Yeah.
And is that unfair? Probably. That puts a lot of pressure on people that are in my life. And I get it.
But like the bare minimum, like, you know,
I don't know if it's the bare minimum. I
don't think you held that friend of yours to such a high standard. You wanted, I don't know, honesty, not being like.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I'm trying to like watch the words that I say, but like, I don't know.
Not accusing my husband of.
Yeah, keep your legs closed. I don't know. And even with your mother, you wanted the bare decency of like respect. Yes, you are her child, but
that's why you're my best friend, girl. Because I'm over here trying to be like I'm the problem, and you're like, no, girl, you're justified. And
no, you wanted respect, but you wanted things your way, and she needed to understand that they needed to be your way. It's
in
your
my own house,
your kids, your rules. Yeah, like it's common fucking sense. Like me as like the stepmom role in our dynamic knows to not step on your toes. Like when I remember we did that video a long time ago when people said something and I was like, if Megan wants to do this, she gets to decide it because she's the fucking mom. Like there's nothing that I can do to be like, well, I think that's kind of unfair. It can be unfair all day. I'm not the mom. Like, but that's things you have to like understand. And the women out there who are like, I just don't see it. And it's like, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to. It's black and white. There's no gray areas.
TikTok. I think I have it saved. Actually, I know I reposted it on our TikTok. It was actually really amazing. She said that, you know, she was the stepmom and the bio mom. They weren't as close as us, but they were friendly, you know, and she said that her stepdaughter she was about to start her period, like for the first time ever. Right. Okay. Like, and so she said that bio mom said, hey, just so you know, she's starting to cramp, you know, just a heads up, you know, this might be happening. And so the stepmom was like, well, do you want to have a conversation with her? Mm-hmm. And because, you know, she wasn't going to have that conversation because it's not her place, you know, and giving the bio mom the opportunity to talk to her about it first. And she was like, do you want to be a part of the like very respectful. I actually really love them. I followed them, I think. She was like, well, do you want to be a part of the conversation? And the stepmom was like, yeah, sure. If you feel comfortable with it, like, I'd love to be. She said something happened and she wasn't able to be a part of the conversation. Like they had differing plans or whatever. But when the daughter went over to their house, she texted the bio mom and was like, you know, what do you feel comfortable with her having here? What brands, you know, tampons, pads, whatever, the brands and everything. So it was unison across the house, but just very, very, very respectful, you know, like talking to her daughter. Of course, they're both the mom. We both agree with that. But you know what I mean? Like, there's just certain boundaries
But
that
you have to get
are
that, like,
entitled when you're a
yeah.
parent.
And I think that's what people forget, and that's the thing that I was saying, like, with your mom. Like, you're still the mom no matter what. Like, you and I could decide, you want Michael to wear a black shirt, I want Michael to wear a red shirt. Like, if it's your day, it doesn't matter how much I like that fucking red shirt. Like, I have to shut up and handle the fact that it's your decision. And if it was, like, a big fucking deal, you get the end all say all. Like, I understand that, and there's nothing that I can do to fight or go over and be like, but that's not fair for, like, someone as, like, your mom to understand that. Like, I get that she's your mom and she's, like, the grandma and stuff, but you're still the mom, and your fucking role, title, whatever precedes everything. Like, and you have to understand, like, that role and that boundary and know your place. And I think a lot of people struggle with knowing their fucking places. It's not bad that you have a place, and it might be a little bit smaller or whatever. Be grateful you fucking have a place.
So that's the whole issue. Is like a lot of people just don't. They can't take what they're given as it being
they
like
want more.
Enough.
That's being greedy.
Like you complain because like you want to be in your kid's life. You want to. That's oh my god. I'm just gonna cut this off here because that is a whole nother podcast. We need to just do like a whole
another podcast.
I'm gonna text it right now because that's the next one we're gonna do. But
and we get that asked a lot. Like,
yeah, I've got ideas
asked today too about the whole, like, if the kids call me mom and stuff like that. People are always asking that. Like, we don't need the kids to call me mom. They're perfectly fine calling me my name.
Yeah, and I don't mind them calling it anyway. I mean, you are a mom and you are their step mom. Like, mom, mom is mom.
I love that. I love that for us.
I have the podcast title. I'm gonna have
What?
I wish you could open this up so I could text it because I feel like I'm gonna forget it.
What do you mean?
Here, I'm gonna screenshot this to you real quick, and then I'm gonna. Can you read it out loud? Oh wait, no, we're using
my phone is recording us.
No. Okay, well, we'll just do. Hopefully, I won't forget. Oh, we'll do another podcast on all that. I just texted her, so we are gonna do.
Our I need a bestie.
I need a bestie. So. Our bestie who needs help, I'm going to read this out loud. It says, "Hi, ladies. I have a topic I wanted y'all's advice on for the podcast, which I always listen to. Thank you. Mostly for Tiffany, I'm guessing. But what is your point on the ex-wife keeping the ex-husband's last name for the kids, even though she's already in a new relationship with her boyfriend as well? Coming from ex-husband's girlfriend of 3 years now. This is an old topic that bothered me when their divorce was finally legalized, which took almost 2 years. I met him when they were separated, but they had already filed. Same with her boyfriend. Just want your thoughts." I'm not going to say her name.
I love that. If you would have thrown that out, I would have died. Yeah. So my personal opinion is it's just a name is a name. I don't think it's a big deal. If Megan would have kept on the Pascas last name and we would have had the same last name and we weren't friends, I wouldn't have cared. It technically was her name first, so I would have considered that. That isn't like she's stealing my name. Like, technically I'm like adding myself to the name. Mike is keeping a rasta over here, but yeah, it's just a name. I wouldn't think too much into it, because the more you think too much into it, the more you're gonna let it bother yourself.
Yeah.
Like when people say they're like, "Are you upset that Megan was with Mike before you?" And I'm like, how can I be upset backwards though? Like, how dare you get married and have a child with her before even knowing me?
I know, it's so weird.
Like, you have to take things with a grain of salt. Like,
and be realistic, I feel like.
Yeah, like when she got that name, she probably thought she was going to have that name for the rest of her life. So that's what I like to consider. Like when people ask me if things bother me, like Mike and Megan got together thinking they were going to be together forever. So me, I'm kind of like the outlier because I wasn't expected. Me getting the name isn't expected. So just kind of like remember that things have changed. You now have the opportunity to get the last name. Great, awesome. I know a lot of people think like Mike does, or he used to think that like last names were like a big deal. Like, you carry, like you're representing the like
your
family and
or
stuff.
Whatever.
Yeah, I think it's bullshit. I never liked any of my last names. I hate last names. I have yet to find a really nice one that I want. But I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think it like holds anything to a family. I don't think it's something that you have to go down the line. I'm a big proponent where if Mike and I had a kid and we thought we wanted to make up a new last name, like we would just make up a new last name because it's a fucking name. It's not a big deal. Like,
yeah, I switched my last name back just because I was very angry
I love that.
I didn't want to be a second longer a Pascus. But if I could go back, I probably would have kept it just because, one, it looks real trashy that I had 3 names. Yeah, that looks real trashy.
Real trashy.
Just because, there is a kid, especially if there's a kid involved. If there wasn't a kid involved and they wanted to keep the last name, I mean, even, whatever. Maybe I know a girl who just liked the other last name better, and all her documents were already that last name when they got divorced, so it's like, why change it back, and then when you get remarried, it's going to change again if you choose to. It would have made a lot of things easier, especially like signing up for school, doctors, proving all this stuff, insurance. It's just easier if you guys have the last name. I mean, even now, when they're like, when I made an appointment for the dentist the other day, they're like, what's your kid's name? I'm like, Michael Pascus. They're like, okay, for the second kid. I'm like, Bryce. And they didn't ask me the last name because they just put Pascus in there. And I'm like, it's a different last name. Like, and then if God forbid, like if Travis and I never got married and it was Bryce, and then I was like, if they go to get my information, like, actually my last name is Reeves. Like, it would have been a whole
you got one
thing.
Pascus, one Storts, and then I'm Reeves.
And it makes it a lot easier. And I probably would have kept it until I got remarried, and then it just makes it easier. It's not as big as, and especially if they have a kid involved. And like you said, you guys aren't married yet. She's with a boyfriend as well, so they're not married. It just makes it easier for the kid. I mean, especially for school sign up, when it just makes it easier, and I don't think it's as big of a deal. I would have kept it, like I said, for longer, and if God forbid, I already told Travis this, something happens and we are not together, I'm not changing my last name again. I'm not getting a fourth one. So I'm going to be a Storts until the day I die.
A fourth one.
I'm going to be a Storts until the day that I die. It was either going to be one of my kids' names, and I'm not going back to Pascus. Yeah. So I'm going to have the same last name as one of my kids.
Girl, you know the drama that would start if we both have the same last name and we explain the dynamic and everything?
I should just hyphen it and get Pascus hyphen
You should have.
Storts.
You should have like added every husband that you get. You just add the last name.
Girl, it's already bad enough I have 2 middle names. Have you seen my dad? My dad calls me, girl, he used to call me Megan Deborah Nicole Reeves, Esquire Stort, or Pascus Senior, or whatever it was. And then when I got, divorced, it was Megan Deborah Nicole Reeves, Pascus Storts, Esquire. And then I got Storts on there, and then he's already adding up. He makes fun of my names all the time.
No, I think it's so funny. You have so many.
Girl, I can't.
That would have been
Absolutely
so much fun.
not.
That would have been a blast. No, my mom never changed her last name when she got married and had me and my brother. We obviously took my dad's last name, but my mom didn't have the same last name as us growing up. So I was a very big proponent of, even if I get married, I'm just going to keep my name because my name is my name. Mm-hmm. Which shocked Mike because he was like, no, you have to change like your name to my name. And I was like, why? And I was like, but like at the end of the day, I'm like, Velez, Pascus, like no offense, they're both kind of shitty last names. I don't like either of them. So I was just damned if I do, damned if I didn't. But I really didn't care about the last names. I would have been perfectly fine having my maiden name, and if I had kids, like us having different names, because I never saw last names as meaning anything. In my family, there's like hundreds of different kinds of last names. For some reason, we all have different last names.
You guys hyphen, like in Hispanic culture, you guys hyphen names a lot too.
Yeah, technically mine should have been hyphenated. My mom ended that because we're in New York. We didn't have to go with the tradition. But I could have had a hyphenated name. Which actually I would have preferred because I would have liked Rivera. It would have lined up easier for like graduating. Velez, I was the bottom of the barrel every single fucking time. And then Pascus, I make fun of Mike's last name, and now it's my last name, and now I can't make fun of it because I'm in it.
I didn't get my dad's last name.
Isn't your dad's last name
Jackson?
Oh no! Oh shit! I just realized that.
My mom and my dad were never married.
Your mom's last
my mom
name.
gave my brother and I her last name, so.
But that was her choice, right?
Yeah, it was her choice.
Because my mom and my dad weren't married when they had me either.
Yeah, which is another reason why, like, I don't really care about the whole, like, when my brothers were born, my dad would sign, and mind you, I'm not a Jackson, okay? So they were all Jacksons, my stepmom, my brothers and stuff.
Is Chris Jackson or is he Reeves too?
My brother? Mm-hmm. I have a brother. My dad's name is also Chris.
Oh, sorry.
Our brother Chris, he's Chris Reeves.
So he has the same last name. Okay.
We have the same mommy and same dad.
Okay.
So my little brothers that are my half brothers, they, they're all Jackson, but my dad would sign our Christmas gifts to other family members the Jackson 5. Like,
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, and I think our Disney passes actually when we were growing up had Jackson on them too because it was just easier, like instead of being like, well, these two are Reeves.
Yeah.
It's easier just to do it all Jackson. Yeah. So I don't know. It doesn't bother me. Megan, Deborah,
Yeah.
Nicole. He signs my gifts MDNRS, and I'm like, I dropped Reeves though. Like, can you just let one of them go? Like,
I love that. No, I think a
anyway.
last name is just a last name. It's really not that big of a deal. I wouldn't make it a big of a deal, especially this day and age. People don't hold on to last names
Yeah.
like they used to, or it's
Especially
like
with
you're
kids
following with your
too.
follower or with your father. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Unless she was like signing it like on purpose. Like I know some women do, like they'll be like Mrs. to like make it seem like they're still married. But even then, a petty move like that, just haters imitate really good stuff, I guess.
I
So
just wouldn't think too
there's a
much
saying,
into
I fucked
it.
it up. What is it? Haters imitate.
I don't know what you're saying, girl. I'm not gonna
Oh
lie. I
no.
don't know where you're going with that.
Don't let it get to you. Be the bigger person. It is what it is. It's
Yeah.
just a last name.
Yeah.
Let it be. You do have the choice though. You can make up your last name. If no one knows about that, you can legally make up your own last name. If you don't want your last
Mm-hmm.
name and your husband doesn't either, you guys can make a new last name.
Mm-hmm.
We were close to that because I was like, but I couldn't think of anything. So
Yeah. So just remember from today's podcast, listen, you're an adult. You have the right to change whatever you want to change in your life. And this goes for anything, your job, your family, your friends, where
your
you're
name.
going, your name. You can change wherever. Every day is a new day, and you can grow and choose to be a better person.
Yes.
Okay, and that is all up to you. That isn't only you can only do it yourself. Okay, so change your name, change your last name, move
Change
away,
everything.
sell your house, and that is it. So we will see you in the next one. Thanks for hanging out.
Yes. And if you guys want to be a part of the I Need a Bestie segment, do not forget to send an email to fromblendedtobesties@gmail.com.
Period. Poo.
And we will help be your besties.
Bye.
Bye.